We're live! Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast, episode 647. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Connor Farley. What's up, Connor?
Shit.
What's up, David?
Hey!
What's up, Gloria?
Again, you can't see me, but I'm here. Hello, everybody.
What's up, Mike D?
Hey, I wanted to give a shout out for James. Allons-y.
What's up, James? Where's James? Let's get him in here, man. Oh, he's not at work yet. All right, I'll invite James.
I talked to Bill today on the phone as well. He said hello.
Hi, Phil. All right, so what's going on, Connor? What the hell happened on set today?
Well, Gatiss once again seems to be in a bit of shit because Capaldi apparently walked off because he was pissed with a part of Gatiss' script. It was written in a point of view, so a point of view from a character that was. I'll explain what the episode is about because it's it adds context to why the scene is like it is and why Capaldi was pissed about it. It's playing off the. Is anyone aware of the myth, the Celtic myth of the Sandman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where he sprinkles sand in the eyes of people and they begin to dream.
Yeah, he's like a sleep entity of some sort.
But that's
Yeah.
that's a rip off of like Neil Gaiman's Sandman, like. No.
Well, like I said to you earlier, I'm not aware
It's
of
ridiculous.
what.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
I know that we can. All right, I'm gonna let you finish, Connor. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna jump in my nonsense. But we know Neil Gaiman can't do the episode, right? He wants to do a friggin' episode. He just can't. He's got doing the movie. I'm sorry, the Sandman movie. He's doing all this stuff. So he would love to do an episode of Doctor Who. He can't. So this is what you do. You he's doing the Sandman movie. You know he has the comics. So you throw that crap into an episode. What kind of crap is that?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of an insulting thing? Like, I mean, is that supposed to honor? Did he even mention that like Neil Gaiman does stuff like that?
I'm not sure if the Celtic myth
God
is the same, or at least even a spin-off of each other, or whatever.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, it's fine. But the episode is supposed to be filmed from the point of view of someone that's got a grain of the sand in their eye, and so we're seeing. Apparently, we're seeing it from the actual grain of sand itself, because that's what has the power to make them dream and hallucinate and stuff. So
wait, what? Wait.
No, this is.
I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
Right.
Wait. The point of view from an inanimate object.
Because that's what holds the power to make them dream and hallucinate.
So we're supposed to be the audience. We're supposed to be sand, watching people.
No, we're supposed to be seeing it from the grain of salt. It's sand.
No wonder why he ran off. That sucks.
Because understand what I'm saying. Right,
sorry.
you have your eye.
Let's let Connor finish.
Yeah, but you put the grain of sand in your eye,
Right.
and
Okay.
that's got power to make you dream and hallucinate.
Right.
That particular grain of sand has the power, not the entire eye. So you're seeing it from the source of the power.
That is so fucking stupid.
So like a first.
No, I quite agree.
So I guess whatever.
So like, if I get a scab on my, do I get like the point of view of the scab, like when I scratch it?
Well, if it's
I don't understand. Help me, Connor,
I
please.
don't know how to describe it.
Was he on crack when he wrote that?
Hold on.
Maybe he needs to be on the Who show, and they could discuss like the drug use with Mark.
Maybe this is a first-person perspective, as in what we're seeing this person dreaming. The sand has that power, like Connor said, to cause hallucinations and dreams. So we're seeing it through the perspective of this person through their eyes, a first-person perspective of the event of the episode.
Yes, but we're seeing it from the perspective of the grain of sand which is in the person's eye. So they are a victim of the Sandman. But
like we're looking out of the grain of sand, out of the person's eye.
Does Mark Gatiss take drugs?
I'm sure he does.
I know he's happy because he's in Game of Thrones and he's in Dad's Army and he's in movies and he's it's really nice getting that type of exposure to Sherlock. But is he on crack?
Love you, Mark. But geez.
Like seriously, is he on something? Like the point of view of why don't we have the point of view of a snot? Why don't we have like the point of view of a snot coming out of the nose of like? But that's like retarded. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. The point of view of the sand in your eye. I mean, am I getting it wrong, Gloria?
Huh?
Am I getting this wrong? Maybe I'm just not comprehending.
I don't know. I'm trying to.
How could an inanimate like sand have a point of view of anything?
Connor, is there more to it than that? Like.
Let's continue.
Apparently, all it is it's an episode based on something from the point of it's the point of view of the victim. So they're seeing we're seeing what they're dreaming and what they're hallucinating.
Yeah, so it's what David said. It's like we're seeing it through what the victim of the sand is seeing or what they're experiencing.
Yes.
So we're inside of their dream. In a way.
Like there are very few Doctor Who episodes that will work when you're not focused.
So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Mark Gatiss is doing The Last Christmas.
It's probably his version.
But why do they got a copy off of each other? Why can't you do something original?
Because they think no one wants.
I would honestly, if I was Peter Capaldi, I'd be like, I just did this Christmas, dude. Like, did you watch it?
Probably what he said too.
Because your superior over there, the guy over there eating the biscuits that we're not allowed to eat biscuits anymore. That guy, he's the one that wrote that. Okay, so all right, thank you. We don't have the crab on my face, but now I have sand on my face. What's that all about?
Or in your face.
We have sand instead of a crab.
Did you guys hear that Jenna Coleman actually has a secret stash of those biscuits?
Yeah, I know.
You won't tell anyone.
They had a confidential on that or something where like he's talking about I really like biscuits and Mark Gatiss got me into it or something, whatever the hell it was, and then it's like, come on, man.
I'm into it.
So he gets mad because now he has to buy a bigger belt. I mean, like, really? Whatever. All right, so hold on a minute now. Let's get back to business. Peter Capaldi, the star, the Doctor, thinks it sucks. Is that what you're telling me, Connor? That Peter Capaldi thinks this episode sucks, or this scene sucks, or this whatever thing sucks? How is Stan scary? I thought this was supposed to be the scariest thing Mark Gatiss has ever done.
I guess they're trying to make it to where there's another bad guy in the, another villain, the sand itself. Something else to be afraid of.
Oh my God! Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, you got the spoon men. You got the sand that you could put in the spoon.
Got the thing under the cover.
Like what the F are they thinking? Like, Connor.
It explains why Gatiss said that it's the.
What the hell, man?
History.
Like, how is that? How is sand scary?
It's because it's an old folklore. It's a myth. It's
called their Fantastic Four, their 20th Century Fantastic Four, because the real one is done by Neil Gaiman. Thank you.
What I failed to mention actually is that once the Sandman in the myth puts the sand in the person's eye to make them dream,
right?
Over time, the eye falls out.
Oh, that's lovely.
So they become eyeless and blind, and then the Sandman takes the eye of the moon and eats the eye.
Oh, that's yeah.
it actually relates to an earlier episode this series with the ghosts in the underwater base.
Oh, what? That went out the ice.
Yeah.
I stepped away for a moment, but I didn't know if you had covered this, but there's actually a Doctor Who audio drama with Colin Baker's Sixth Doctor called The Sandman that's about the same figure of myth and folklore.
Oh, isn't that special?
Isn't that great?
Wow.
How
many times can you?
by any chance?
How many times
Sorry,
can you
what?
copy off for yourself?
Is that written by Matt Gates? Does anyone know?
It's written by Simon A. Forward, which sounds like a pseudonym of somebody, to be honest with you, but directed by Gary Russell.
Because apparently Gatiss has been pitching this idea for quite some time. So
I'll put the link in the chat so you can.
Maybe because he works with Neil Gaiman on set. Like maybe he thought he got, you know, like. You know what? I want to look up Neil Gaiman Sandman.
Is the character,
I don't know what it's about. So,
is it the same kind of story as the
Well, it's based on the same mythical character, but it sounds like a little bit of a different take. This one says he lurks in the shadows, and it is death to look upon him, kind of like Medusa, another mythical figure. But it says like the synopsis for this is: the clutch is a fleet in constant motion, ships jostling for position in an endless migration between stars. For the Gallieri, forbidden by ancient curse from settling on a world ever again, the clutch is home, but the curse travels with them. The Sandman, a figure of myth and folklore, preys on the young and old alike. He lurks in the shadows, and it's death to look upon him. All too soon after the TARDIS arrives, it's evident that the Doctor and the Gallieri share a dark history, and Evelyn is shocked to discover that on the clutch, it's her friend who's the monster. The Sandman, according to the tales, also goes by the name the Doctor.
Look at this thing from Neil Gaiman's. I will show you terror in a handful of dust. They just stole that from Neil Gaiman.
Well, I mean, Gaiman wasn't the one that came
I know
up
he
with
was.
the idea
I know
of
that,
dust.
but
the myth of the Sandman like goes all the way back, way before him with dust.
I know that. But tell me if I'm wrong, Mike. Right? First of all, if Neil Gaiman never did an episode of Doctor Who when it wasn't on set, they would have no idea to do the Sandman thing because they probably wouldn't just do that because they probably were reminded of Sandman because of Neil Gaiman.
I like the tag line. It's like he controls your dreams.
Like, come on, man.
Well,
You don't think that's like a
everybody borrows from each other. And,
I know that the Sandman appeared in the episode of Smurfs, and he appeared in different
I don't know
shows over the years.
about
Yeah, there was a thing, right? He's appeared in all different things throughout the years, different versions of the Sandman. But like, I don't know, it's too much of a like, oh, Neil Gaiman did it, let's do our version type of thing. That's what I take it as. That I'm sorry, I take it as he didn't know what to write, so he's reading Neil Gaiman's book and he's like, I'm gonna do this.
Like we talked about a while back, I'm just getting sick of the Christmas theme crap. You know, like let's have a Halloween episode because I'd love to see Capaldi with a dark, atmospheric, Hammer horror-esque sort of atmosphere episode with pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns and.
Hey, you know what would be good? I have thought. You know what would be good?
What?
Have a Sleepy Hollow themed episode, like have him going up against the Headless Horseman.
well, we've actually got an episode on Halloween this year.
Doesn't that sound good though, Mike? Have him go up against the if you want to do one.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that, and Connor mentioned that, so I kind of got sidetracked thinking about what he said because I was trying to figure out what episode he's talking about.
Yeah,
what episode?
It's episode 8. It's the second Zygon part.
Oh, okay.
I suppose, because Zygon transformation can be a bit creepy and scary, so I suppose you have a bit of a horror.
Yeah, because there's nothing as frightening as a giant sucker-faced cucumber, right?
Yeah.
I'll say the Zygons weren't particularly terrifying in Day of the Doctor, so they gotta do some work to make them scary.
Well, they were done shit in Day of the Doctor, that's why.
Everyone was hyping up the Zygons, and a lot of people were like, oh, they can make them real scary now. So I'm like, okay, I turn on Day of the Doctor, and I'm like, they're stupid.
Well, actually, if you watch Terror of the Zygons, I watched it the other day, and I've fully come to appreciate. I've seen Terror of the Zygons before, but I've started to really appreciate the Zygons now, and just how good they are actually as monsters. Because they're not bad monsters at all.
Yeah, it's kind of like they did something kind of like what they did with the Centaurans, almost, where like they kind of made it almost like they gave them a look of like a monster you would more have to find like in more of a kiddie program. You know, they kind of made them a little bit more friendly, accessible.
Yeah.
You know, than they used to. Because I mean, like some of the Centaurans in the classic series, they actually, although they were a little bit clunky, they actually took them seriously to where they made them like a threat. You know, like the Centaurn experiment with Tom Baker and the two doctors. I mean, like I said, although they looked a bit clunky, in the new series, they just look like they're more of like a children's toy almost, where they're not that intimidable.
Well, in the two doctors, they were like bodybuilders, because you could see the fucking muscle and stuff.
Is it like not Strax, but I'm trying to think who were the.
There was Sty, wasn't there? Sty.
Yeah, I was trying to remember, like, from Time Monster and Centaurn Experiment and Two Doctors. Like
Sty was in the Time Monster. I'm not sure, though.
Or Time Warrior, I'm sorry, not Time Monster.
Yeah, Time Warrior. I can't remember all the names. I know Strax and Sty, but that's about it. So.
Oh, well.
This makes me want to go get Neil Gaiman's Sandman and read this.
But I'm kind of liking the idea of a point of view episode, because you're seeing the alien threat through the eyes of someone.
I completely see this as a rip-off and disrespect to one of the writers of Doctor Who.
Here's my point about it. There are very few episodes of Doctor Who that are done from an outsider's perspective that are done well. Like, need I bring up, what was it, Love and Monsters? That one I did not like.
No, but this is like them saying, okay, you know what? We're gonna do a thing where a guy gets bitten by a radioactive spider, and like Stanley's looking at this, like, what the hell is this? Like Neil Gaiman, I'm not saying he created the original Sandman thing, but he's done many, many books on Sandman, and he's doing a movie now with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So you mean to tell me, all of you, that this idea of the Sandman was in his head, like before even Neil Gaiman came aboard?
When was Neil Gaiman's Sandman published?
I'll get you the year. But it was...
Because bearing in mind, Gatiss has actually been in the Whouniverse for a number of
1989 to March 1996.
Right.
So 89.
Gatiss, it would have been after, because actually, I don't know how many people actually know this, but Gatiss used to write novels for the 7th Doctor and the 6th Doctor during the period that it was cancelled, the Dark Ages.
Right. Well, I doubt he wrote about the Sandman before Neil Gaiman wrote about it.
He did a 2nd Doctor one as well, actually. But he's been in the Whouniverse for quite a lot of years, more than we think he has been. So it's...
Isn't it enough that they crapped on Nightmare on Silver?
Well,
that now you got to take his main character and you got to do a Doctor Who episode on it?
Yeah, I'd rather fucking go...
So wait a minute, they crap on Neil Gaiman again, a second time.
Well, actually no, because Neil Gaiman doesn't have the intellectual property to that idea. It's based on a myth.
Exactly.
Right, but give me a break, man.
Like that would be saying if they included a wife in or if they included a TARDIS again.
You know what I'm talking about, Connor. This is bullcrap.
I know what you're talking about, but I'm just pointing out some things. But yeah,
all myths and legends of Greek mythology, all of them are up for grabs because they're part of like the folklore of so many centuries and so many different cultures that
I would like to know what Neil Gaiman thinks of this.
inspiration.
Well, yeah, I mean, what Glory was saying is true, because, I mean, remember when he encountered, what was it, the Satan Pit or whatever? You know, he was talking about how there's, like, different versions of the myth of this demonic Satan-type character on all these planets and stuff. Yeah, it's the same sort of deal.
Yeah, and then when they're like, "Oh, which version are you?" All of them. I'm like, "Oh, okay." No. We all know what that was. It's like, which religion do you want to offend? All of them.
No, not for nothing. This could be a big story for the week. For these Doctor Who sites, if somebody wants to write an episode about that, like a page comparison between Neil Gaiman's and this episode.
Yeah.
That would be a big, big story.
I bet people are going to do that too after the episode airs.
Just saying.
Myth and legend isn't like something new, Doctor. I mean, I think even in the Time Monster, correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, didn't they do something about myth and legend there?
Yeah, actually, I was trying to think about that. Thank you for reminding me of that specific story, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that they also dealt with that in the Mind Robber, the Pat Troughton story from the second Doctor.
Yeah, with the Land of Fiction. Yeah.
Yes. I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think that the Minotaur is in that as well, right?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
Okay.
So this whole season's fantasy? Because you got Vikings, you got dreams, you got...
It's got myth and legend aspects to it. For example, Bors, who's going to be the Doctor's ally throughout many episodes of the series, is a mythical... he's from I think he's a Norse myth and legend.
Okay. Hold on. Spell the character for me.
Bors.
Okay, because I'm pretty familiar with Greek and Norse mythology. I just wanted to kind of reflect back on that.
Wait a minute.
No, it's from
King
Arthurian King Arthur.
Wait a
Yes.
minute. Could Gallifrey be in the pocket universe where Morgan Le Fay and Mordred came from Battlefield?
Oh.
I don't know.
Where he's supposed to be Merlin and Camelot is actually Gallifrey?
Wow.
Oh, we might be onto something here.
Uh-oh. Theory time.
Oh, yeah.
No, wait, hold on. We need to have an introduction for this.
He is Merlin.
And now, welcome back to Theory Corner with Matrix Law.
That's right.
There we go.
Battlefield. He is Merlin. Gallifrey is Camelot.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, did we have Unit in the episode Battlefield? And we've got Unit playing a part in the season too. So
Yeah.
So the pocket universe is probably the same pocket universe that Morgan Le Fay and King Arthur and Mordred?
Yeah.
Yeah. With the laser guns.
Yeah, not to be confused.
Like with technology.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with what, Connor?
Mordred Undead, which is a fifth.
Right. No, it's Camelot with technology.
Yes.
So it will be maybe that universe, because he said his own personal future, and he may be Merlin. He traps Morgan Le Fay. He's in a pocket, whatever universe. He was sideways in time. So he's in a pocket universe for his whole series of adventures.
Wasn't the incident with Morgaine in Battlefield when she battled Merlin, who she recognized to be the Seventh Doctor?
Right. So no, she didn't recognize him as the Seventh Doctor. She said you changed your face, but she knew it was him.
Well, yeah.
I guess through the eyes or whatever.
I hate bad wizards and fairy tales. They always turn out to be him.
All right, so maybe this is it, man. Maybe one of my favorite episodes, Battlefield. Maybe this is connected.
Battlefield's not bad.
And listen to this. Then you could have the Brigadier as a Cyberman, like something out of the Black Knight, or like a Silver Knight, or something.
But wait, didn't the Brigadier destroy himself?
I don't think so.
there's something interesting that I'm reading here. The novelization of the book Battlefield, written by Mark Platt, one of the famous Target book line. The novel. The novel features a prologue in which the future Merlin Doctor takes the wounded King Arthur aboard a spaceship beneath the lake following the last battle, as well as additional information about the current version of Unit and Morgan's dimension.
Ooh.
Oh, that's just cool, man.
Oh my goodness.
This is cool. And the guy that we thought was the Valyard is the Sandman.
No, because the Sandman are supposed to be.
That's just outrageous.
No, he is.
Right? The guy that we thought the Valyard's the Sandman.
I have no fucking clue who he is. I hope
He's
he's
the Sandman.
I don't
He's
see
the
how the
Sandman.
right get into
What,
that.
Connor?
He's the Sandman.
Oh, don't I just
Well,
that big
not listening
in
to
the world?
The Sandmen are supposed to be beasts. That's what someone on set said they were.
The men. I'm talking about the man. The original.
Yeah, but it's a race
Oh.
in this episode. Which
Oh,
is,
they're aliens.
Yes.
Ah,
Who put sand in people's eyes to make them dream and hallucinate.
I
Yeah,
see.
let me, like, to quote Doctor Who, is it an alien? Possibly. Oh, who am I kidding? Probably.
Yeah.
Right.
I can guarantee you one thing, there's going to be lots of running down corridors.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's Doctor Who. There's always running.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like, there's the rule number 1, the Doctor lies. Rule number 2, run.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
Well, actually, I don't enjoy seeing Capaldi run because I think he's going to keel over.
Oh my God!
Come on. He's
He's
not
a
old.
marathon runner.
He's not.
He is a marathon runner. He
That's a
could
good point, yeah.
destroy us. And he wouldn't even break, dude. He wouldn't even break a sweat. He could kill us in a race. I think I'm all that I did 14 miles. This mother effer would like destroy that. He'd do like 35 miles.
Tanner, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's-
Really? The guy is like more in shape than friggin' Peter Davison probably was when he was a doctor.
I actually, now when you guys are thinking like, when you guys are talking like that, the only thing that comes up into my mind is when he's doing that little dance in Flatline.
Yeah. Yeah.
When after he gets the TARDIS out of the way of the tray, he's like, he just,
Make no mistake, don't let his age fool you, but he is more fit than anybody.
Don't put
You call
the
yourself.
Well, I mean, you know, he's not like, you know, in his late 20s like Matt Smith, but if
No,
he's
but-
an old man, I mean, come on, you know.
Yeah. And there's always a first time for everything. I mean,
Heck, I'm sure he could probably outrun Matt Smith, actually.
Probably could. Probably could.
That Pons.
We need a Who race.
come on, respect him, man. The Who Marathon.
we need the Who Olympics. Where like they should do that where all the freaking monsters are like in the Olympics. Like just competing against each other, like.
My bet's on the Rastin robot to take it all.
Well, he'd just kill everyone, wouldn't he?
no, then you got the Cyberman, you have the Cyberman in the corner calculating
I love that.
winning.
No, but the Rastin robot would take the javelin toss, would he
Kick
not, Joe?
ass. Kick ass. Everybody. I mean, when you saw John Pertwee look at that thing, it's like his hair got whiter. And
I'll tell you the one person that does not need to be in that Olympics would be Sarah Jane Smith from the Five Doctors. Judging by, she couldn't even run across that like relatively flat piece of land without tripping and falling over and not being able to get back up the hill and stuff. I mean,
let me
come
tell
on.
you something. That robot scared the shit out of me.
I mean, the way that
That
Sarah
thing
looked
scared the
at
shit out of me.
We can all agree on one thing, though. We can all agree on one thing. The Daleks would cheat when it comes to the high jump.
Oh,
And they...
I hear Adric would be quite good at the bobbing for apples
oh
tournament.
my God.
And John Nathan Turner, by the way.
They probably put like Davros in a catapult or something.
No, they put Syl on the catapult launcher.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
And what's that fucking little porcupine red thing from Voyage of the Damned?
Davachi.
Back to Talata or whatever his name is.
Oh.
Balacafalata.
Well,
Baba Cavalata.
No, but Balacafalata.
No, I know how to say it. Baba Cavalata.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Oh,
Wait a
we're
minute.
gonna have
Listen, don't Baba Cavalata me.
We're having
All
a damn
right? I
who
know
off
that.
here.
Baba Cavalata. I know.
Got a damn who off going
Oh,
on.
wait. Those angel robots would totally take the discus throw.
Yeah.
You know they
They were
would.
from another Doctor Who episode, weren't they?
which ones?
They appeared before. The
The
Voyage of the
angels
Damned.
from Voyage of the Damned.
Information.
Well, no, they looked similar to the sand miner robots in Robots of Death.
Right.
That's what they're most famous for. But
Right.
they're not actually them. So it's,
Information. Yeah.
You are all going to die.
Right.
they need to bring back those robots from Robots of Death.
I just want to see David Tennant running around. That's great. I want to see the David Tennant. That's it. Him hang out with like Clara, and she'd be like, you know.
So have we talked about? I've missed some casts here, but have you guys like touched upon the whole thing about Tennant being in town with Davies and
Paul
what
McGann.
exactly? Yeah, like what are they filming? What's going on there? Oh, Paul McGann was there also.
I heard.
I
Apparently.
think there are two possibilities that I think. If for the explanation that Tennant was there, maybe it's a callback if they're going to tie it into Fires of Pompeii. That's a possibility. The other possibility is maybe we could even get 3 doctors teaming up. And the only ones who were available were probably David Tennant, who's always available to do Doctor Who, and Paul McGann. Because you know Christopher Eccleston ain't coming back, and Matt Smith's film career's taken off, so he ain't coming back for that.
Well, would you say it's taking off? And I mean, you know, realistically,
Actually, he's busy. He's busy.
Okay.
Fine, he's
Put it
big.
that way. Not that it's taken off, but it's busy.
But hey, you don't need a reason to have Paul McGann in there. I would love to see Paul McGann again, especially after Night of the Doctor.
Well, that would make sense because if the Sisterhood of Karn were involved in McGann's regeneration, then if we're going to have Sisterhood of Karn in the Fires of Pompeii and they tie all this together, then that would make sense that McGann's Doctor would possibly have a cameo.
Especially if they're going to recon everything and change, like take out the War Doctor and everything.
Oh yeah, they're going to retcon all that. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
someone in the group chat had a theory that because the Doctor saves Davros in the first episode, there'll be no Time War. So then the Doctor would go back to being McGann because he'd have no reason to regenerate.
That's true.
So
That could be. Could mess up the whole.
which then links into messing up of time and stuff,
Right.
which seems to be a theme in the series. So I think they filmed episode 12 and episode 9 at the same time.
Really?
Because they're falling behind on the schedule, so they've done it before.
I'd like to see Moffat do something like that with this whole thing with Fires of Pompeii, and for once, you know, do something where they're gonna like pull the rug out from what people may be expecting as being just kind of a lot less complicated than we expected to be, and just do something where they do throw in like the Eighth Doctor and the Sisterhood of Karn, and this whole thing with what's going on with Capaldi and Caecilius and all this stuff, and just do like something really cool for like an episode or two where he really just screws with the whole continuity, like in 1 or 2 episodes, not like whole seasons, you know.
Yeah.
So that would be neat. I'd like to see that because then we get to see McGann again,
Hey,
even if it's a cameo, just like the War Doctor and Listen.
Yeah.
Shit.
but we could have a 3-doctor situation on our hands if we have Capaldi, Tennant, and McGann, which I don't think you could get any different as far as those 3 doctors are concerned, and that can actually lead to a lot of good banter between them.
That's true.
Well, how best would
Here's the thing.
you describe Paul McGann?
Day of the Doctor. I'm sorry, Connor. Day of the Doctor didn't work so well because Tennant and Smith were both the goofy kind, and you had the War Doctor being the serious one around the group. But it seems like we kind of have one goofy with Tennant, one serious with Capaldi, and one kind of in the middle with McGann. So you have that nice balance that I don't think was that they tried to do in Day of the Doctor, but they never actually succeeded in getting it right.
From what I know of McGann's Doctor, he's a bit more like he reminds me of like Peter Davison.
A lady. Sorry.
Of being more, he's more of like just kind of a Victorian gentleman sort of type, I would guess.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He's more accessible, I guess. He's less alien, and that's only based on. I don't know a lot about his audio dramas, so I mean, maybe I'm completely off base, but just basing it on Night of the Doctor and the TV film, of course.
Nothing seems to phase McGann's Doctor, is what I noticed.
No.
Well, apparently he got really phased because in that Night of the Doctor, that whole thing was about guilt. That whole thing was about guilt and him saying, "Hey, you know what?
What I meant was, when faced with a situation, he really doesn't. He tries to act disinterested when they're like, "Oh, by the way, you're going to die. You have 5 minutes to live." He's like, 5 minutes? That's ages. And he really he didn't look like he cared. And that's not in a bad way. That's not dissing him at all. I actually think that's kind of funny, and I like that about his character. Because what someone actually did was, I don't know if you saw it, but someone had Paul McGann read the Flatline speech as the Eighth Doctor read it, and he read it actually in a very calm manner. Now, whether or not he watched Flatline is something, that's another matter entirely, whether he watched it or not, but I think just on him reading that, he seems very calm and collected.
Yeah, he's a lot like Capaldi's Doctor, in terms of that disconnect that he has with the people he's helping. Lack for a better word.
You're right, Chloe.
I'm just so focused thinking about Paul McGann, and when it comes to Paul McGann, I get really sidetracked.
Really?
She sounds like she's been snorting some of that Sandman dust.
No, I'm kind of really.
Somebody likes Paul McGann a lot. A lot.
I'm kind of out of it right now because I'm thinking.
Spoilers.
Listen, he's the first Doctor to kiss a companion or whatever. And
I know
it was on after that.
Yeah, I'm like, I like Paul McGann, Doctor, I do.
All right.
I think she likes Paul McGann.
Yeah.
I can't wait for interaction with him and River and the audio.
Interaction, yeah, I know.
I can't wait.
Cool. All right.
How does that even work, though?
I know, it's weird, but...
Because the 10th Doctor has made it quite clear he's never met River before.
10th Doctor met her already. He'll meet her again.
Well, no. I mean, the library was clearly the first time they met. So they would make absolutely no sense for River to meet any Doctor that precursed Tennant.
I guess they're making the video game in the Eternity Clock canon, because she says in her diary in that video game how she does or what happens.
Well, she meets Paul McGann in the audios.
Yes, I know, but
but maybe her memory gets erased and she don't remember.
They could write their way around corners if they need to with things.
Yeah.
She has this kind of spray. That's what it says in the audio, her diary in the.
Let me ask you a question, Gloria. Let me ask you a question because you're about to get really upset when I tell you this. But in one of the River things, she's remarried.
What?
Damn.
Yeah. In one of the audios that's coming out, she is remarried. I guess at some point in time she gets out of the library, and she's remarried.
What? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And her husband's a time traveler.
Yeah, but she's just settling for him, though. She really loves the Doc. Come on.
Well, I don't know, man. We need to look into this.
There's only one response to that. Hold on. Get your torches and pitchforks here. I got them selling half off. Grab them while they're hot.
Damn.
Trust me, I'm gonna make a killing off of these. No pun intended.
That's so funny.
But in all seriousness, this new Who Big Finish thing seems to gradually be coming into the territory where it's a big mistake. Because they're giving all the characters that we don't care about. For example,
I don't know about not care about, but like Winston
for example, this weekend we found out that Strax was joining Big Finish.
Right.
I think actually River remarried with this new guy because he must have a bigger TARDIS than the Doctor.
You know what? No, but the thing is, could it be that they're doing Big Finish because the BBC didn't get their way to do a Paternoster gang, so they're like, hey, we want this?
No.
No, they don't make money from that?
It's
BBC?
only him that's in the Jargo and Lightfoot series, which is based off of the two characters in Tales of Weng Chiang.
Connor, what was the story that Mark Gatiss said that the BBC needs to grow a pair?
Yeah, he said that they need to grow a pair of bollocks and fight back against.
You know what? But you know what, Joe? This new husband of her, or whatever, the choice, and she's out of the library. That's the big part right there. That's the big part. That's the part. That's the money shot for me, or the money, whatever.
She cannot. The Doctor does not divorce people. I'm sorry.
Where actually he does.
Where does he divorce? What are you talking
Hey, the Doctor says 99 problems, but I bet you ain't one.
He said the whole thing with what's her name, Elizabeth. The first was a mistake.
Oh, come on. Each marriage is...
That's true, right?
I'm pretty sure you had to divorce Marilyn Monroe after, what was it, the Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
He got married.
He wasn't really married to Marilyn.
There was. It was a church. There was a church involved.
But he said that that it wasn't a real church.
The
it wasn't
priest
like
was a Zygon, and it never happened.
I actually watched a classic Doctor Who episode today, the first part of it called Stones of Blood. It was part of the Key to Time series. And the first episode of it actually has a brilliant cliffhanger where Romana hears the Doctor calling her, so she goes looking for him. They're in like this countryside setting. And
is that where the creature gets her or something?
No, it's an illusion because he's not actually there. Right. He's in a manor being knocked out by this fucking corrupt scientist guy.
Right.
And she goes looking for him, but she falls off a cliff. Romana.
Right.
This is Romana 1.
I know that.
Yeah.
What's the deal with all these
First disaster was the last of the Key to Time, and she regenerated into her, so I know.
Yeah.
What's the deal with all these people like tripping and falling over cliffs and in Doctor Who? It's like that. Someone needs to compile a greatest hits of that.
Listen, I again am going to state this. I want Madame Kavarian to come back.
Of course.
I don't care if she stabs somebody or whatever. Like, I really believe. I love Madame Kavarian. All right, I'm just putting it out there. I just love that character.
I don't think I've ever asked you. What do you think about the literal cliffhanger in Dragonfire, where he's actually hanging off the fucking cliff?
Yeah, with the friggin' that was Dragonfire was with Ace.
Yeah, that was Ace's first episode.
Yeah, and that was fucking shit. I don't.
That whole season was like
just
really bad.
That's like Paradise Towers. That was bad. With Delta and the Bannerman. It's like, oh God, please help me. Like, once you got to Remembrance of Docs, it was like, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. You know, freaking Curse of Fenric, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, but wait a minute, we had the Candyman, right?
That was great. The Happiness Patrol.
Yeah.
Nemesis, Greatest Show in the Galaxy.
The Greatest Show in the Galaxy was great.
Well, actually, I love The Greatest Show in the Galaxy because of the moment where the tent blows up and you just see Sylvester McCoy casually walking out.
Right, I love that.
Well, the clown
Battlefield is a big one for me, man.
What was that, Mike?
Love Battlefield.
Oh, I was just saying the clown was great in that.
Yeah,
British over the galaxy and the Lords of Ragnarok.
Yeah. I gotta say, though, the one episode that pissed me off the most was I did not like Survival. I freaking hated, like pure hatred for Survival.
Why? It's not
I
that
just
bad.
don't like it.
It is actually very good.
I don't like it, man. I mean, I gotta go back and watch it, but I don't like it, man. I just don't like it.
Well,
I don't want. You know what? You want to know why? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably because that was the last thing we had of Doctor Who, and then it was like nothingness for a long time. And it's like you got to end it on that. It's like
Yeah, but that had a great last scene.
Yeah.
where he almost crushes the Master's skull with a rock.
No, the thing about somewhere in the galaxy there's tea to be made or something.
Yeah, and
right?
they're walking through that field.
Yeah, walking away kind of like, with Ace there. That was a rather poignant scene.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Great way to end.
I mean, you can't end it with, like, Ghostlight. That'd
Oh,
be a little
God.
weird, right?
Yeah, no.
I like Ghostlight.
No, I'm not saying I didn't like it. I'm just saying that would be an odd way to kind of book in the whole series of the classic
Yeah, I know.
show.
Yeah. I like the bit in Survival where Ace is at the play park area and the fucking cheetah on the horse comes and
Yeah,
stops.
I suppose some kind of Planet of the Apes, but a different animal. Crazy.
Hey, from what I recall, the cheetahs look pretty neat. The makeup, they did a decent job. with
Yeah,
that.
they did.
Well, they wanted to write Ace and the main cheetah in it as lesbians,
Oh,
but because of censorship and stuff, I think that got cut.
yeah, that's not. The demon thing in Curse of Fenric. No, not Curse of Fenric. Not Curse of Fenric. I'm sorry. Demon thing in Battlefield. The blue demon creature.
Destroyer.
Yeah,
The
he was
Destroyer
great.
of Worlds. Yeah.
Great. That makeup was awesome.
Yeah.
Silver Nemesis we left out too.
The Harm of all.
I love Silver Nemesis also.
Lady Painfort.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. That's the last thing with Unit was battling the Cybermen. That's what they got the helmet from, right?
Battlefield, right?
Battlefield was the last appearance of.
No, I'm talking about Unit having the Cyberman head that she throws into the Cyber leader in.
Yeah, she would have got that from.
From Silver Nemesis.
Or the Invasion.
Well, some Nemesis probably. Yeah, I would think it's Silver Nemesis.
We need to review some Sylvester McCoy episodes with
I agree.
Whovians when we come back as Whovians. Because I
We
know
should-
there's episode reviews on there, don't we? So,
Oh, about the Whovians podcast?
yeah, is that what we do? And we stick
We are going to be doing the Whovians podcast. Yeah, but I mean, we could do it here or we could do it there. I mean,
Well, I know. I was just saying because I know that I've been back and watched a few of the shows that you did before, and I know
Right.
you review some classics and you review some new.
Yeah, the Aztecs we were doing, and we also did the Who Knows Who, which that's something we'll probably do too.
You should do it where we each make a choice of an episode to review, like every 2 weeks.
Right.
A classic or a new episode.
We know what we should do. We should do a Real Whovians Cast Confidential, but the confidential should be like about us. You know? Like instead of just being one person, it'd be a couple of us, like just me interviewing you guys and just personally. Like,
You could do that, but I do enjoy the one-on-one aspect of.
Who knows who. Yeah.
Do we
I
get
like
to bring
that.
puppets?
No.
All right.
Or
There's no puppets allowed.
yeah, the puppets or toys of your favorite Toy Story characters.
You could have them burning in a cage in the background, but there is no puppets allowed in the Whovians podcast. Or
Yeah, we're in a little bit more.
that's another channel, the puppet pal thing. Yeah.
Bracket of people there.
Yeah. No. We want to have some quality.
Yeah.
Shows on here related to Doctor Who, and I think we should do another show. We should have some type of Who debate where, like,
I'm down for that.
we get Whovians that are so opposite of each other, like the opponents, that they're like screaming at each other about episodes.
How about anyone who thinks that Rose Tyler was a good companion and me?
Like Who Fire or something. Like, just people get vicious about it. Like,
No, seriously, I get really ticked off when anyone says
Rose.
Rose was the best companion.
Rose was the best friggin'.
When Series 9 airs, me and Mike can debate about Maisie Williams' character and how I think.
Wait, no, Connor, we all know where this is gonna go. You're going to say something very clever about what her character might be, and then Mike's just gonna say her forehead's really big.
Well, actually, it's an optical illusion because of the sand placed in the eyes that makes it look like her head is like the size of a foot.
No, she's really hiding the entire Dalek fleet under that forehead.
The no-face god.
Time Lord technology makes the forehead bigger than.
See, the actual thing is, right, when you see the Game of Thrones beginning, and you see that thing fluttering like in the air, that's the TARDIS on fire, basically.
Oh my God.
That's probably what it is. It's probably aliens that put them on this planet, and they think it's like, all right, something out of Maze Runner or like Divergent or Insurgent or Detergent or whatever it is that got me involved in. These girls. Oh, that got me involved in that now. Hooked. Thank you. Another franchise. Something like that, where like maybe Game of Thrones is like aliens. So like there's that thing flying. What the hell is that? Is that a phoenix? What is that flying in the air? That it goes like all the towns. Probably Doctor Who related. You're gonna see the TARDIS flying around. Mark Gatiss is already in there, so there you go. Just waiting for Moffat to become like a beggar or something in Game of Thrones. But whatever. All right, guys. Other than that, I think that's it. I think we should go to the Everything Show and talk about a few different things. All right? Everybody's quiet.
Hey.
Again, Gloria, congratulations on Who Idol.
Yep.
There you go. All right, guys.
We crowned a winner?
Yeah, Gloria's the winner of Who Idol, too.
Oh, okay.
She will be getting her Olive Garden gift card on Friday. I'm sending in the mail. So
I'm sure everyone's happy with that.
Yes,
Everyone.
we all are. Yes.
I need to watch that entry. I didn't see that, Gloria.
Actually, even Gamma gave a response to that. He was pretty happy about that, too. All right.
Okay.
On that note, guys, take care. Bye for now.